Good morning, Charito. Good morning, Dr. Ash. Good morning, Usi. Nice to have you here, all of you. I am
Good
sure.
morning, Michael.
Good
Uh,
morning.
Good
Good
morning,
evening.
Michael,
Good
and good
morning.
morning, everyone.
Good morning. I am
Good morning,
sure
everyone.
Leslie will join us soon, but it's time to start. So let's do it, and let's let her join a little later. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the next Industry 5.0 Power of Touch, where the members of Industry 5.0 family are meeting to write on the back of language towards wasteless world. And we do it by choosing and speaking about one word. And the word today is rather short. It's fall, F-A-L-L. And I would like to start with you, Charito, because I have you on the top of my screen. When you heard the term fall for the first time from me today, what was the first what came to your mind, please?
Good evening, Michael, Dr. Ash, and Lucy. Well, I know you're from Europe, and I don't know if it's January or February where fall is a season, right? Winter, spring, summer, and fall. That's what came up to my mind immediately. But aside from the season, I think a fall, it's also something where you feel down. You're toppled down from some place where you are perched or you are put on top and then you fall down from top to bottom. That's falling. And it's also something that grows not from the top down but from the heart going out, like if you fall in love. I saw your kissing scene, Michael, so nice and touching. So when you said you fall in love, well, that's something from feeling nothing. When seeing that woman again, there's something growing. So fall is not only from top to bottom, falling, from out of place, whether where you are. It's also a season, and it's something also that grows and emanate from the heart. So far, that's what I can think of right now. Back to you, Michael.
Thank you very much, Charito. And I am sure many are already now surprised, but I'm sure there will be even more when I will ask the same question to Dr. Ash. Dr. Ash, what came first to your mind when you hear the term fall?
Well, Michael, good evening, Sharito and Nusi from Pakistan, where I am right today. Um, Fall is a very difficult word to define, should I say. The first thing that occurs is as you grow older, you think about falling. And that actually does make one reckon with that particular word every day, that you have to be careful when you get up in the mornings, so that you get up from bed and you sit for a while and compose yourself properly, and then get up and I believe in health first, and therefore falling for me is a very dangerous symbol in the sense that I would not like to grow old with a broken leg or a broken arm or, God forbid, anything of that sort. But let's take fall as a word in the broader sense. And there I would like to talk about the word fall as a season of transition. Besides balance, what I've just mentioned, a quiet transformation. It arrives between the heat of summer and the cold of winter, bringing in with it cooler air, shorter days, and a sense of change that can be felt in nature and also in human life alike. The most noticeable feature of fall is the changing color of leaves. That is the amazing transition that I want to mention here. Trees that were once bright green turn shades of red, orange, yellow, and brown, creating landscapes that appear warm and vibrant. Eventually, the leaves fall to the ground, symbolizing both an ending and a preparation for renewal. Beyond its physical beauty, fall often carries emotional and cultural meaning. Many people associate it with reflection and gratitude. As the year moves towards its end, individuals naturally begin to look back on their experiences, achievements, and lessons learned. The slower pace and cooler weather encourage moments of calm, making it a season well suited for introspection. Now, fall is also a time of harvest. Farmers gather crops that have grown throughout spring and summer, making it a season linked with abundance and reward for hard work. Now, festivals are planned, and traditions around the world celebrate this idea of gathering and sharing. Food such as pumpkins, apples, and warm soups become popular, reflecting the comforting and nourishing spirit of the season. Now, let me switch over to my particular field where I'm involved now, other than the corporate world. In education and daily life, fall often represents new beginnings. Schools reopen, new goals are set, and routines again after the freedom of begin again after the freedom of summer. This blend of endings and beginnings gives the fall a unique character. It is neither purely, as we say, uh, something where you might feel the blend of something new, like purely joyful, nor purely melancholic, but a mixture of both, should I say. Ultimately, and to end this conversation of mine, fall teaches a powerful lesson about change. Just as trees let go of the leaves, as I've mentioned, people too can learn to release what no longer serves them, making space for growth and renewal in the seasons ahead. And here I would like to mention, let go of bad past and renew good feelings for nice people. Be friendly, be nice, be, um, should I say, joyful towards others. Like I always say, enter rooms with a smile and go out with a smile, happy as ever. Thank you very much, Michael.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ash. It was, again, quite insightful. And Usi, it's your turn. So, what came to your mind, please, when you hear the term fall?
Hello, everyone. All for me, decrease or decline. For example, prices fall, temperatures fall, or confidence fall. In America's English, fall is autumn season. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you very much, Usi. As we have seen once again, it's a very interesting way to look on one simple term. And Charita, I would like to stop especially on the one topic which was mentioned by you, which is falling in love. And the question for you, Do you remember when you fall in love for the first time?
Oh, wow, that is something. When I was younger, I thought, well, that was at that time or at that age, that would be love. But when you grow older and things happened, and it comes in in contrary or contradicting what you felt before, then it might not have been love. So how would I remember? So, well, you know, I wish I have the prowess of Dr. Ash. He's really a very brilliant professor or doctor. I could not explain it well, but I can feel it, Michael. Maybe yes or maybe no, but that's an interesting question because one cannot just say it outright or you just hide it or flaunt it to everybody. But when you say, if I remember, if that was really love, then maybe probably I do. But when things happen now, when you are older, and it's quite different from what we thought, then maybe probably it was not. Back to you. I could not answer that question.
Uh,
Back to you, Michael.
Thank you very much, Charito. You know very well that we are leading here an honest conversation as human to human, and we are open. And you mentioned that you saw me falling in love, and I am proud, I do. And it was yesterday, it was exactly 9 months when I met my Jane again after 35 years when I did not saw her. So, but I would like to ask Dr. Ash. Dr. Ash, you mentioned a very interesting part in the connection with education. Why do you think that majority of the schools begin in fall, the start of the education cycle?
Well, that's very interesting, Michael, because I thought I'd talk about love. Since Sharito, I have a very interesting story to give myself also about how I fell in love. But anyway, I'll stick to the question that you asked. Basically, you see, like it's a question of gaining knowledge, skills, values, and attitudes. That is what overall education is all about. It's about helping individuals understand the world and develop their potential. It plays a very vital role in shaping both personal growth, and I lay emphasis on personal growth because when a child is brought up, I've always mentioned to parents that you are the first teachers of your child. So, therefore, the way you bring up, or should I say, grow a small sapling or a tree, um, it takes its shape according to the weather patterns, whether it's blowing or there are storms or it's raining or whatever it is. It may bend too much if there is a wind from a certain direction. So, personal growth actually affects societal progress in the end. And that is why I believe that in education, people must learn how to think critically. I am a quiet thinker and I like to be very critical in my thinking, in the sense that I have the question why surrounding me as to why is this happening or what takes place next and how will it take place. So all these kind of questions arise in the mind of an educator. And if you, I never knew, frankly speaking, I've been in a corporate world where I've been at the top level of a very large, should I say, multinational company, Anglo-French, with two factories, one for human health and one um, for animal health, and 2,600 people directors, general managers reporting to me, managers and all that. So I never thought that I would. Of course, yes, I guess one teaches also in the corporate world. You teach people how to run their departments and all that. But then I never realized that I'd be teaching young university students, boys and girls, and teach them how to communicate effectively and give informed decisions as we do in the corporate world. And that's exactly what I've been teaching 34 management subjects. So it's not just limited to schools or classrooms. Learning happens throughout our lives through experiences, interactions, and self discovery. You see, you look at old people, Michael, and you will see them very thoughtful when they are even looking at you, and they know everything about you, but they may not say anything. So, in that same manner, the main purpose of education is to prepare individuals for future challenges. It provides the tools needed for employment, innovation, and problem solving. Educated individuals are more likely to contribute positively to their communities by promoting social harmony, economic development, and cultural understanding, which is very important. Education also encourages creativity and curiosity, allowing people to explore new ideas and perspectives. Now, on the human touch angle that you keep harping about, and I'm very glad to say that education helps to build character by teaching values such as responsibility, respect, and empathy. It empowers individuals to understand their rights and responsibilities as members of society. In many ways, education actually acts as a bridge between tradition and modernity, preserving cultural heritage while embracing change. Now, to conclude, I would say that education is absolutely essential for personal success and collective advancement. By gaining knowledge and wisdom, it actually enables individuals to lead meaningful lives and contributes to the development of a more informed, peaceful, and progressive world. Now, you have touched on a very important subject, which is education, Michael. And here I'd like to mention that I'm sorry, I'm extremely sorry, should I say, to see a world which is in total chaos these days, because you've got leaders who are not really educated in the true sense, where they should be thinking about uh, being leaders. You see, as professors, we lead students towards their own careers, their own lives. And here you've got leaders who've got to lead countries, you know, uh, they've got to lead with responsibility and teach values to the people of each country so that people are not harmed in any way. Welfare is catered to, uh, uh, leave alone education, health is looked after, and various infrastructures are built. Transportation is brought about. It's a very wide subject. It's a very wide field. But that's all I'd like to say. Thank you very much, Michael, for having me speak.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ash. I would like to come, Usse, to your comment about society and fall, and it's generally closely connected to what Dr. Ash says. So you are in the role of Industry 5.0 ambassador for 3 years, I think, already, or you are close to it. And do you see that the society in Tanzania is falling or is growing in the sense which we understand in Industry 5.0 ecosystem?
Thank you, Michael, for this question. For somehow, the society of Tanzania is falling, is fall, is fall. But we are stand with humanity, and I believe we will stand again. You know, Michael, we did not fall at once. My plan to build a wasteless world in Tanzania broken. October 29, social waste happened in high percentage. And we try to stay stronger, but it was heavier than I expected. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you very much, Usi. Leslie, we are so happy to have you here. And I will start with the first question. The term today is fall, Fall. And my question to you is, what is on your mind first when you hear the term fall?
Sorry, everybody. The opposite, which is rise, and which is the expression of one of the universal laws that for every fall there will be a matching rise, or in many cases, the rise will be higher than the fall. The only problem is that we don't know when the opposite will occur. So we always want to look up. Thank you, Michael, and apologies to everybody.
No need for apology, Leslie. We are so happy to have you here. Charito, when I take us into your business, mean real estate, the term fall is being understood as positive or negative, or both?
Well, both. It depends to whom you apply the fall and the rise. You say, when the for developers, for us brokers, and anybody in the real estate who is selling, of course we would like to see our sales go up, right? And it falls down, we have to examine ourselves what happened. When it comes to developers that's so into this business, and business was fast, and they develop so fast, maybe because the ingredients are there, the quality, the price, and also the aesthetic development. But then, if something is wrong with that, like especially in the long run, when people get to experience what they bought, the house, the lot, and the place, then the sales go down. Maybe probably because of the quality. It's there that that quality goes out. It's not quality. It's below par, substandard, or when the price on the place, probably because of our situation where there are plenty of, we're always visited by typhoons, earthquakes, and natural calamities, then the prices go down. So there's a fall in the prices and in business. But when they can easily rise up again by changing, trying to adapt with the realities of our place and our times. For us sellers, me as a broker or consultant and appraiser, I have people under me, I have scouters. When my sales or anything that I have in mind and put into systems, if my systems fall, it follows that the people who are with me also fall in their performances. And so rise and fall in business is something that one has to be considered so much, because it's the basis where we try to think deeper, to revisit what we have done, our systems, because everything that we do should be with systems, or else we cannot cope up with the fall of the rise. As what Leslie said, sometimes that the rise is higher than the fall, but the thing is we don't know when. But in real estate, I think it's more, we can easily, determine that, oh, by next year or this year. And also the prices around us, the price of development or construction also goes, and that's outside of us, so we have to also raise the prices. So rise and fall terms uh, are very important considerations in business, especially in my sector, the real estate. Back to you, Michael.
Thank you very much for sharing this. Doctors, I would like to utilize your interest, or that you would like to share with us what falling in love means for you, because I'm sure I'm not the only one who would like to hear that.
Wow. That is something tremendous, I must say. And through my experience, I will relate a bit about my own experience besides what I believe falling in love is really a powerful emotional experience that transforms the way people think, the way people feel, and connect with others. It often begins with attraction, a spark of curiosity, or admiration that draws two individuals towards each other. As time passes, the attraction deepens into emotional intimacy, trust, and a desire for closeness. Falling in love can bring joy, excitement, and a sense of meaning in life, making ordinary moments feel special and memorable. Now, throughout my military and corporate experience, personally, as I would mention it, I was too busy to think about falling in love. I mean, I used to have secretaries, I used to have personal assistants, I used to have executives all around me, a lot of women. But you see, in the corporate world, we are extremely professional. And basically, I'm a professional person. If there's a woman sitting next to me or on the table, I would look at her brain. What is her thinking? I would not look at her as a human being, should I say. So love is very different in that sense. Um, I worked around the world, and then I don't know, but it comes to you gradually. I had that thought that I need to settle down. And therefore, I started looking around. My brothers were married, everybody was settled. And here was I, a loner, transferring into from the professional world into the educational sector. I had stopped living out of suitcases and in hotels, having hotel food, traveling by plane from one country to another, different languages, different cultures, different people. Who should I choose? Who should I think about? I don't know. I just had the yearning for somebody who would care for me. And I reached out and I found the love of my life, the person in my home now. This is about 20 years back. And I must tell you, I've never looked back on that thinking. I thought I need to understand that person first. Understanding is basically the main thing before you fall in love, actually. It has to be something enticing. It has to be something that you can share together, whether it's literature, music, art, or a reflection of universal importance in human life. You see, the early stages of love may feel magical or overwhelming, but lasting love often requires communication, respect, and shared values. So, falling in love can inspire personal growth, helping individuals become more compassionate and self aware. It's a give and take question, you see. Like, I realize that I'm a perfectionist by nature, but I just could not come home and start pointing out to my wife that, there's too much of salt in this, or there's too much of, the picture is crooked or something dirty there, or, I had to just take life as it came. And therefore, when I got to know my wife, I was in Karachi and she was in Lahore. And I would come back from the university and one day, you see, she didn't reply by email because I think she was busy somewhere. And I was quite a character, I decided not to call her for 2 days. And the next time I called her, she was in tears. And my heart went out to her completely at that time. And her name is Mispa. But that is when I turned around and I said, your sisters have pet names. But how come you don't have a pet name? And she turned around and she said, well, somehow they didn't give me a pet name. So I said, well, for me, you're Missy. You miss me? And that's the way I'm going to take it. So that is true love, when you feel for somebody. Somebody should have called and they didn't call. And therefore, you're upset. You have that yearning in your heart, that feeling, that thought of missing somebody tremendously in the relationship. It's a human experience, like that feeling of touch. And then the way I planned the wedding, the way we used to talk till 2 o'clock at night, I remember. Talk about everything under the sun, exchange of knowledge. Her parents, her family, my family, the world that I traveled in, the corporate world, the military life, what I went through, the bullets, the shelling, whether I had to encounter, and that sharing alone actually builds the bonds of love, I believe. And that's where you start understanding what the other person has gone through. Like, my wife actually reminds me about everything. I don't need to put on an alarm as to whether I've had that multivitamin tablet or whether I've had that, um, whether I'd like to eat this or that or whatever it is. It's that thing, the yearning. Now, she's a teacher. She teaches at a school. And when she's away, I'm thinking about her. And here, she's thinking about me. It's been 20 years, but we still exchange love messages to each other, whenever we are apart. Those little hearts and, the arrow, etc. Well, you never grow old that way, Michael. And like I said, it's give and take. You should not expect too much, but you have to give more, and you'll find that the yearning will always be there. Thank you for that, Michael.
Thank you
God bless you.
very much, Dr. Ash. We have less than 5 minutes left, and I would like to ask Leslie. Leslie, do you think then you can fall in love for your work, and what is the condition to do that?
Well, actually, you can choose to fall in love with your work. I can choose to fall in love with my work if it's in deep service. But the better part about falling in love, and Dr. Ash, that was lovely. The better part of falling in love is to use it to be creative. So love and kindness and generosity are very high cellular vibration. And you've heard the comment or the phrase, behind every good man, there is a good woman. That Abraham Lincoln didn't do all his wonderful things in the United States until he met the love of his life, Mary Todd Lincoln. So love and sex and kindness raise the cellular vibration. This is where you can transmute it into creativity. So that high vibration, when I wrote Errata, started with love, but I borrowed, emulated, revisited that vibration to the point where visualization took off and created this world. So love is very often used to transmute the vibration into creative imagination and creative work. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you very much, Leslie. Usi, I have a very special question for you because I was never in Tanzania. And if I take the American expression fall means autumn, do you have the same as it was described by Charito, that the leaves on the trees turn into different colors? No, it was said by Dr. Ash. Do you have the same type of fall in Tanzania?
No,
So,
in Tanzania. Okay,
yes,
okay.
please
Okay.
speak.
Okay, go ahead, Michael.
That was the question because I was never there and I was interested. And we have less than 2 minutes left. Do you want to say something special to the end, Use, about fall?
Thank you. I see from my side, on October 20 in Tanzania, I fall not to be grounded, but into love. You know, in October 20, many people died due to political issues.
Unfortunately,
Sorry,
the connection
Michael.
the connection gets very frequently broken, and we have only 1 minute left. But I'm sure we will come back to it in the next event. So for now, let me thank you all for being here today, building the wasteless world together again with the new term. And let me wish you have a nice time for your waste and wasting in all its forms. Stay safe, be free, be human. And let's falling in love into the loved one so as into work, be part of our life. Thanks a lot and see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all.
Bye bye.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hi.